So hi and welcome everyone. Today we're gonna have a look at the painted miniature from the board game Joan of Arc. It's from expansion Unleash Hell. Basically I'm not going to show you the content of the box. There are some terrain pieces, some additional miniatures and one building, but I will focus on this big guy. I will talk a bit about how I painted him and what I think about quality of the miniature, and that's basically it. It's small review and the paint overview, I would say. Okay, so basically as you could see, this miniature is really huge. This is for comparison standard Stormcast compared to this devil. Unpainted doesn't look so impressive. More of my friends said, oh, it's missing details and stuff like this. But trust me, once you will start painting it and will spend your time with it, you will really enjoy the process. Afterwards, I wasn't impressed by any other miniature. Once I finished this guy, it took me some time. I will talk about all the details later, but as you can see, the texture on the wings is present. You can paint it nicely. The scales differ from the big one to the small ones. Those parts of the wings, those bony parts of the wings where the skin is held upon, it's defined well as well. The details aren't as sharp as you would expect on maybe Games Workshop miniatures. They are a little bit like Cool Mini or Not or some other board game standard, I would say tabletop, but still such scale, this stand. Okay, so basically first thing I did was I detached him from this stand because I wasn't using it. Be careful when doing this, you can break it because it's not just glued. There's this stuff, this to slide into the church. So basically I disassembled him because I didn't want to spend time on creating the terrain on this part. I think it looks more natural, better like this for me, for my display. Okay, so what I did there, that was pretty interesting. I added those bloody parts on the weapon. It gave a little bit difference, a little bit of contrast. They are gloss varnished afterwards to make the difference between materials. The weapon itself I didn't decide for the metallic, but more for something organic that a creature from hell would use, like rock or bones maybe. Here what I had a little bit of problem is the handle of the weapon, because it was crooked and I didn't manage to straighten it properly. Basically I added to make different materials, some contrast. I put on his tail those bony parts. There are scales on his tail, as you can see, and some texture parts like this on his tail, as you can see. Basically there are hairs on his hand, on his feet. As you can see, the part of terrain, this church with the bell, with the grass, rocks, this small piece of wall hiding there, the rocks behind him, his feet standing like the pose, it's really threatening. You know, he's big and he came to claim what's his. I really got this feeling, this level of epicness that the true, what I would say, Lord of Darkness feel. I really enjoyed it. Basically what I wasn't so impressed of, as you can see, his beard doesn't have too many details, but once painted it didn't look bad. It looked okay. Here the hair as well, not so much definition, not so much details. I was thinking about green stuffing it, but afterwards with so many points of interest, like his face, his horns, his muscles, and bruises, and those rocks from his chest with all the anatomy that's present here. I need to say big kudos to the sculptor. It's not because of details, but of accuracy. I would say I'm not a pro sculptor, but as you can see, the definition of biceps, triceps, the arm, the chest, and torso, those wounds, they are not just defining him as undefeated creature, but for me it added a story. Okay, he fought and he got some wounds, and I felt the part of the story while painting it. This church, look at it, it's nice. The broken roof detail, the cross there, the windows, not too much detail because focus should be on the main miniature, but just enough to enjoy it. So I needed to green few stuff around the wings, here on his back, around his shoulders, so there would be some gaps once you get this miniature, but overall prepare it properly because it's really worth it. So basically what I used were the skin colors from the army painter. It was the elven skin, I believe. Give me a second. Okay. Elven flesh for the skinny parts. Then I was doing a lot of washing with purple. I was using some dark browns, like dark stones on those parts on his shoulder. Then I used the bone colors from Games Workshop's Shape the Bone, and for some highlights white, and the Screaming Skull from Games Workshop. As you can see here, a lot of stuff was done with just the skin, and then shading it with washes. Then I used the gloss for his eyes and for his mouth, for his hand, bloody, and that he killed a lot. I used the blood for the blood god from the Citadel Games Workshop color. I must say overall it was a really pleasant experience. I spent a few weeks on it because I was working on a part a day. Like one day it was only this spear, another day it was his beard or his horns. Then I was using a lot of shade, as mentioned, dark tone from Army Painter, strong tone from Army Painter, and flesh wash from Army Painter as well. Some Citadel washes, like Army Painter red tone as well. Some Citadel washes like okay, so some of the Citadel washes for the purple, And as well I closed the wounds on his body, arms, and as you can see here, it's glossy to make a difference, to make a point of interest out of it. There are those small blood streams that I played a bit, multiple layers of blood for the blood god, and trying to make it flow, then blend it and once again paint it where it would flow normally, like at the bottom of this scar where of this wound where the blood would collect. Then on his mouth, yeah, he's eating his victims, a small points of white to his eyes, to being like all seeing, but not with pupils and stuff, just like shining monster dead eyes. Yeah, I really enjoyed the process. I like the scale. The Joan of Arc has this really miniature scale that it's not fit or compatible with Warhammer. They have smaller scale, but this big boy, if you can get him for cheap, I would really recommend him, because I got him for 30 euro in European Union. Guys were selling it from the Kickstarter, just this single box, so I went for it. So if it's your piece of if it's your what you like, I would recommend going for it. If you like this kind of like I wouldn't call it miniatures, but yeah, it's really important, and I like him. He looks really good at the shelf, and when people seeing him, they are asking a lot of questions. Wow, where you've got him from? Did you paint it? So I really liked it. I was surprised how much I liked it. Okay, thank you very much, and if you like it, like, subscribe, whatever. Have a nice day, stay healthy, stay strong. Bye bye.